And we're here now with Peter Treglia of Stack's Bowers, and we are looking at the Joel R. Anderson collection. We've got, of course, part 2 tonight on tap. That's correct, Peter?
That's correct.
And looking at some highlights in part 3 and part 4. And what are some of your favorite notes that you have coming up?
Well, in tonight's sale, we're featuring the 1880 Silver Certificate Series. It includes the 1000 and 500. The 1000 is only 2 in private hands, and the 500 is only 3 in private hands. Essentially, only 2 people in the entire world can collect the entire series. So that we're expecting the 1000 to bring just under $1 million, and the 500 to bring right around $800,000. Anything above and below it will be acceptable in the marketplace,
Sure.
but they usually trade every decade or so. So those are my favorite in tomorrow night's sale.
Wow.
However, my particular favorite is not the most valuable in Joel's collection. It's my favorite for an odd reason. In 2004, there was a sale called The Criminal. There was an auction called. There was a movie called The Criminal.
Oh,
that
yes,
starred John C. Reilly, and I saw it when it came out, and when I was kind of still early in numismatics. And then the storyline between between the movie was a criminal was trying to sell an 1878 $100 triple signature note.
Okay.
But it was a counterfeit note, and they were trying to scam, a collector in it. And the funny thing is that note actually belongs in the A&E Museum. Joel has one that is legitimate. So when we got the collection, very happy to have this part of the sale. This is in sale 3. This note he did acquire from us privately in 2013. And coincidentally, this note should bring right around the $700,000 to $800,000 mark. It's one of only 4 known in private hands, but it's the only one that's ever traded, and none have ever traded in public auction. So this is one of many notes that have never sold publicly before.
There's history here being made, yeah.
Correct. Now I'm going to skip to sale 4.
Sure.
Sale 4 will have the largest and most expensive notes in the collection. The one I have here is the 1891 Marcy note. This was sold privately by Stack's Bowers to Mr. Anderson for $2.6 million at the time. It was a private world record at the time. It's never sold in public auction, so there's not a lot of information out there as far as pricing except what is sold privately. We expect this note to bring anywhere between the $2 to $3.5 million mark. It's a wide range, but unlike coins, paper money doesn't trade at those levels often.
Phenomenal.
The most important note and the most famous note of everyone knows is the Grand Watermelon. This is the note you always show the back first, simply because everyone recognizes this. It's shaped, the circles are shaped, the zeros are shaped as a watermelon.
Distinctive.
Very distinctive, correct. This note was the first note to ever cross the $1 million barrier, I believe in 2005. Yep, it was 2005. It brought just under $1.1 million when Mr. Anderson bought it. Since then, the other example, which is now also in private hands, brought just over $1.5 million. We do expect this note to exceed that of $1.5 million. Most people think it's $3 million. Some people think it's $1 million, but it should definitely bring between $1.5 million and $2 million.
So keep your eyes on that one, it sounds like.
This is, and this is, this is every kid's dream. Every person that thinks of the ultimate currency design, they think of the Grand Watermelon. Also, Dave Bowers wrote the 100 greatest currency banknotes, and this is number 1. And it's featured in the cover. It's just the most recognizable banknote ever.
Holy Grail of currency.
It's the Holy Grail. It's not the rarest.
Sure.
2 known is still pretty darn rare, but it is definitely the most iconic and definitely what we consider the Holy Grail.
That's awesome, Peter. Now, a quick question about the show here, of course. It's been a very busy Wednesday so far, it looks like. What are your thoughts on what's going on here in Philadelphia?
Yeah, it's, we're in the front of the room, so most people come straight here and then they, head back.
Sure.
So we see a lot of the immediate action. It's very busy. A lot of excitement for the Anderson collection. So I'm dealing with a lot of clients and dealers who are interested in bidding and trying to figure out what things are worth. The wholesale trading's been very good. It's been robust. People are spending money, so I think the market is definitely solid. It's definitely spotty. There's some areas that are very weak. There's some areas that are very strong.
Sure.
But the thing I enjoy about today's market than it was 10 years ago, it's all real. It's all real money. No one's borrowing the money to buy this stuff. It's all real collectors. The speculative maybe might be 10 or 15% of the amount of people, while years ago it might have been 60 or 70% of the people. So.
More solid market, more dynamic market for sure, and it's going the right direction, it looks like.
Correct, absolutely.
Peter, thank you for your time, sir. It's always nice talking to you. Take it easy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.